Welcome to another episode of Healthy is Sexy, how to make meatless steak. Let's get started. So first, what you got to start off with is your wheat gluten, and I love Bob's Red Mill. So you take a measuring cup, and you want to measure out about 2 cups of your wheat gluten. And now at this point, you're just going to add all of your seasoning. I use seasoning salt, some chili powder, some garlic powder. Also use some turmeric and the last bit of my cumin, which I really need to get some more seasonings, and some red cayenne pepper. So just mix this all up together, all your dry ingredients, and make sure it's just incorporated really well. And now to our liquids. So grab you a cup of water, and I did about almost 2 cups, a little less than 2 cups. I added some A1 sauce, then I did some liquid smoke, and then I put some barbecue sauce. Shout out to Sweet Raised or Baby Back or whatever it's called. And so then I just incorporated into our dry ingredients. You're adding the wet to the dry, and you're going to start to see it form, but do it slowly, mix it together, and I always leave a little bit at the end, just to throw it in there to see if you not really need a whole 2 cups, and just keep blending it together until you form a ball. Cover it up, let that rest so that it can really form. Now we're going to do our broth, and I'm using some vegetable bouillon, and in my big pot here. I also just added some liquid smoke to this. I'm basically using the mixture that I added to the wheat gluten in here. Threw in some A1 sauce, and I also threw in some more barbecue sauce. But I did add another ingredient for the broth, which is some onions, also some fresh garlic. You don't even have to take like the garlic out of the casing because it's a broth. Then the last ingredient is molasses. Molasses is going to give your meat, as it soaks in this, a meatier texture. So stir that up. This should sit for at least 30 minutes. The longer the better. And then you want to form your meat or cut your meat. So if you wanted to cut this in half, you could cut it in half and make fillets. Or if you wanted to cut it, like you're making cubes, you could do that at this time. Or crumbles. I've even made crumbles out of something like this. And you could really flavor it and mold it however you want it to taste. And so I wanted to make it like a loaf. So I put it just like in a meatloaf form, because I was thinking of like when you're at the barbecue places and they have the meat hanging and they cut it off, like those. That's what I had in mind. So as you can see, after about an hour, half hour, you want to just make sure it's not sticking at the bottom because we didn't use any oil. But after about an hour, hour and a half, you're going to let it soak. And I do apologize. I meant to show you the cutting, but I don't know how I missed it. So grab your grill after you let it soak. I'm using raised baby back rib sauce. I'm throwing it on the grill, and I kid you not, people will be surprised that this is seitan meat, and it's so good. I would spray the grill next time when I actually do this. Add your favorite vegetables, and voila, you have meatless steak right at your front door, and it's amazing. So head over to hisfoodtv.com for more tips, recipes, and ideas. Head over to richbefore30.com to pick up our ebook, and remember that the sexy part about being healthy is not how you look, but the discipline that it takes to actually look that way.